in this video, we are going to create some links, first of all, and then we are going to style them so they look more like links as they normally do on web pages. Okay, so the first thing we have done here is already we have removed those bullet points and made them all appear on one line, which is a good start. I've added some padding so they're not all stuck to each other. Okay, so here I'm going to actually write contact. Okay, and I'm going to write menu, and then I'm going to write team. Okay, and then around each I'm going to have the A tag, right? I'm just going to kind of copy that. For each, okay? And I'm going to make each one a link, of course, as well. href equals, it's going to go to contact.html. This one's going to go to href, okay, is menu.html, and href here is going to be team.html. Okay, so I can pause this video for a second here and catch up. All right, and when you're done, we can continue on, and we'll continue on in the CSS. First, I'm going to save all. All right, so let's go into CSS and make things interesting. So right now, you're going to learn something cool. You're going to learn something called pseudo classes. Okay, so links can be styled differently depending on what state they're in. Okay, so A, right? Usually we style A, but notice that there's A colon and then link. This is a pseudo class, okay? So this is a state of A, okay? A is going to have 4 states. It's going to have the link state, it's going to have visited state, it's going to have hover state and active state. So A link is a normal unvisited link, okay? A visited is a link that, you know, a visitor has already been to. So you might have seen that sometimes they're kind of like dark purple on a link. It's because you've already been to that website. Okay. A hover is when the user put the mouse over it. When you hover over it, that's the state. And then a click is when you click on it, and that's the state. So these different states, it helps users know that this is a link, and when they're hovering over it, it changes, so it must be a link. Okay, so there are some order rules. A hover must come after a link and a visited. Okay, a link and a visit must come first, then hover. And a active must come after hover. So just remember to go link, visited, hover, active. All right. So let's go take a look at that here. And let's begin with a link. Okay, a colon link, right? And I'm gonna have, there we go, curly brackets there. And the first thing I'm gonna do is text decoration none. Okay. Okay, now before I do that, I'm gonna show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm just gonna save everything, file, save all. So before I do text decoration none, I'm gonna show you what that looks like when they're links. It's got that like underline, right? Because that's important in the early days of web. When something's underlined, you know it's a hyperlink, you know it's a link, you can click on it. But now we want a better way to show us that it's a link. When we hover over it, we want to change. We don't need that underline anymore. It's kind of ugly. So let's go there, and we're going to say text decoration none. So file, save all, and now there's no more ugly link, okay? I mean, not ugly link, ugly underline. So there we go. And I want the link to be, you know, color to be just black when it's just a regular link, okay? And when it's visited, I want a visitor. I also want text decoration none, and I also want the color to be maybe gray if I've already visited that, okay? And then on a hover, I want, again, text decoration none. Okay, and I also want also want the font weight to be bold. So all of a sudden go bold. And then when I go when I click down on it, active, I want it to be bold and red. Okay, so all these and bold and font, not font color, just color to be red. And go File, Save All. So that's quite a bit. You might want to pause the video and copy this, or you might not need to copy it if you can just think, you know how to write CSS rules, you know how to write the declarations. What you need to know here is what the selector is, okay, what you're writing the rule for. So it's a colon and then link, or a colon visited, a colon hover, and so on. Okay, so now let's go take a look here. I think I've saved everything. Here we go. So I'm gonna hover over it, and it gets bold when I hover over it, and when I click on it, it turns red. Okay. Okay, kind of cool, right? And there you have it. You're now able to make your links more interesting.